Welcome you guys to the very first Budget With Me video of 2019. Even though the new year isn't here yet, we have our budget done for January. And I'm so excited to show you how we lay out our budget every single month. And I want to encourage you guys that this is not simple. My husband and I were in our office until 10:30 last night, crunching our numbers and working it out until we both had peace with our budget. So just because we've done it for years, it doesn't necessarily get easier because it's money and finances and we think differently. So I do want to take just a hot second to encourage you not to give up, to keep trying. It takes like 4 months, a good 4 months of trying to do a budget before it gets easier, or before it becomes more routine. So if you've tried it and you're not happy with it, don't give up. Don't give up. So we have created these budget forms to simplify the process for us and for you guys. Our Etsy link is down below in the description box and you can purchase these downloads. We have a meal planner download. We have, this is the full Debtisdum full budget and planner system pack. And a lot of people have bought it, and shout out if you guys have purchased it, and if you're loving it, I love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay. So this is for the month of January. It is pre-filled out. We do a pretty in-depth budget because we need to. We have a lot of different income sources. It can get complicated. The more kind of in-depth it is, the more my husband and I are on the same page. So that's our thinking behind it. And I do these videos every month to show you guys how to lay out your budget, to inspire you. Maybe you do things differently, and that's perfect. Maybe you just use a notepad and write down your budget. That's awesome. We just want you guys to be doing a budget however which way you do. So okay, so here is my calendar view for January 19. This is the planner part of it, as well as I had binders all over, guys, planners all over, and I just combined my vertical planner in with a calendar. So I'm thinking about, this is the calendar for our bills when they come out. I'm very visual. So I love to see like when our paydays are. We have a budget meeting scheduled every Friday for my husband and I. And then these are our different bills that come out throughout the month. And then just some notes on our budget down here. So I take this clip and I clip it to whatever planner page that I'm on. So January hasn't officially started yet. But that's what it's like. And so this is good for bullet journaling. There's squares and on grids, on grid paper on this, and that's the way I designed it because I like check boxes. So this is empty because January hasn't started. So here I have my goals, and again, if you purchase the full extension or the full planner and budget pack, you get all of these forms, okay? We are getting ready to separate them and make them all individually available as well. And my husband is working on an electronic version of the budget form. So if you guys don't want to write things down, if that's not your bag, soon, very soon, like hopefully within a couple weeks, we will have an electronic version available for you in Excel. Okay, so my goals for right now is just to exercise every day, wake up early before my babies, dates with friends. I want to be more intentional with that. We want to reserve evenings and weekends for our family. These are just my personal goals. Financial, I'm cutting up my credit card. I took one out for a business. It's not so great. Don't do that. So I'm cutting it up. we want to finish baby step 1 so we can hit our debt snowball. Yes, we are back on baby step 1. Weekly budget meetings, the hubby and I want to have those. And then career. So my husband and I have started to have weekly date nights to dream and plan for our future and our business. And it has really ignited a lot of passion in us and for what we're doing, and unified us, which is what we needed. I want to keep my Etsy shop well stocked with cash envelopes, and I want to create freebies. I have a website I'm in the process of designing, and I want to form an email list. So that is for my January, kind of the whole month. It can be daily, but this is for me to review through the whole month. The savings tracker, I love this little jar. It's so stinking cute, but my hubby and I sat down and we were like, what do we really want to say? Like, we want to get out of debt. There's things that we want, but beyond the debt, what do we want to do? In 2019 will be our 20-year anniversary, and we have always dreamed about going to Hawaii. So we want to take $12,000, no kids, and $12,000 to Hawaii. And so this might move from month to month. just because we are pretty gazelle focused and intense on getting our emergency fund up, our baby step 1, and then paying off debt. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to, but here's a jar to track our progress, and we just fill it up as we save for that trip. Pretty awesome. And then down here, emergency fund, you guys will see we had some cash left after Christmas, and after we did our budget, we were so happy we had cash left to put towards our emergency fund. Baby step 1 is almost nearly funded. I put that in pencil just in case if this goes from month to month, I can add to it or erase. Gosh forbid we actually have to use it for an emergency. So anyway, and then this is the mini version. So if you don't have a lot of debt and you are debt free, or you just have a few bills, or you're a college kid and you don't really need a full blown budget, but you want the basics, this is perfect. We don't use this one because our budget is kind of thorough. It's pretty in-depth, but it is included with this pack, okay? So you can choose either this method or that simpler sheet. Now, monthly expenses. So here we go, guys. Here's where it gets really fun. Okay, January 2019, I've got my husband's income listed. If you're new to our channel, one of us is just really not comfortable sharing our numbers. So we're respecting each other and we're not sharing our income numbers. Number 2 is our YouTube income, and number 3 is my Etsy and doTERRA. I have an oil business on the side as well as an Etsy shop. So here's our charity, our savings. We were able to put $728.90 to our savings account this month, which was super, super exciting. Housing, our mortgage, our security system, transportation. We pay $360 a month for gas in our vehicles. You'll see like little envelopes, and so those are the envelopes that we're going to fund, and a video coming up is actually me stuffing the cash in those envelopes to hopefully show you guys a rhythm, and just kind of, I'm visual, so I have got to see somebody else doing this, and then it kind of clicks for me. So okay, mortgage, transportation, utilities. Okay, so on this last month was an extra check month for us in December. So we're a month ahead. So in December, it was an extra check month, which kind of threw us off, but we were able to pay bills ahead of time. So those are highlighted with a 0 next to it because we've already paid that bill. This, don't get hung up on this. I got hung up on it. My husband's like, it's not going to happen all the time. And the next extra check, I think we're going to handle differently. So, anyway, those are bills. They're amounts that were due, but they're zeros because we already paid them. Netflix is $11, and then food. So groceries, we already went grocery shopping. $1,200 is our grocery budget. We spent $660, meaning that the next round we grocery shop every 2 weeks. You guys, we have a meal planning system that's amazing that we love, and so it helps us plan our meals and our grocery list and stick to our budget. So the next 2 weeks we have $540 that will go into an envelope to spend for groceries. Eating out, we always budgeted none, and this was a gotcha for us. So you want to put those gotchas in your budget in cash envelopes, because that is like boundaries and rules. So if it's not in the cash envelope, then we don't go out to eat. But I did put $100 for our entire family of 5 for the whole month eating out, just because that is a gotcha. So groceries and eating out total $640 for the next 2 weeks. And then there's a note section down here. I just put highlighted already paid with the extra check so that I don't forget. I need to write notes down. Okay, another cool thing, another new thing that I'm doing. So I was saving my cash, my receipts and putting it into expense tracker. And I'm gonna start this January 1st, okay? So I take my receipts, I put them, write them down in the expense tracker. Then at the end of the month, we're gonna highlight, guys. We're gonna go through this and you'll see, and I'll film a video month end to show you what it looks like, but we'll highlight like entertainment. And then we'll total that for the month, and we'll be able to go back in here. I just added an actual column. And so I'll be able to reconcile all these different columns, and then we can really see how much we spent. Otherwise, you just set up a budget and it's a goal, and it's really pretty on paper, but if you're not reconciling at the end of the month, then it's a giant waste of time. So we are going to start sticking to that. It hasn't always been my strong point, but we're gonna work on it, guys. So no clothing, We made it through Christmas. Hallelujah. Anybody else happy dancing? Yes, we had a great Christmas and it didn't follow us into January. So, okay. So medical and health, we love essential oils. So we spend $150 this month on essential oils, life insurance, auto insurance, identity theft. That equals $107. We have our truck payment, our van payment, that Visa that I was telling you about for business. That's out of here. We're so sick of that. So over here we have Tennessee's school tuition for $215. I just lumped all of my business expenses. So we have like 5 different subscriptions that we're buying for my business. They're like apps, subscriptions to apps or Microsoft Office and things like that. So we just lumped them and it's $86 a month. And then Christmas gets an envelope. It's $40 a month. My fund money, Josh is not wanting any fund money at this time. He wants to put as much money to our budget as possible, but I am taking out $80 a month, so $20 a week, just because I have the girls. Sometimes we want to stop and get a snack and whatever we want that for. So birthdays is $20, and these are monthly, guys. We're going to start funding our cash envelopes monthly. And then kids, so like when they finish chores or commissions, they get paid. We're setting aside $40 a month for that. That's going into an envelope as well. Entertainment, we don't have in our budget. And vacation is that mason jar for Hawaii. Okay, so you're going to take your take-home pay. That goes in the top line right here. Then you're going to subtract all of the category totals. So you're going to add up this total, this total, this total, that total, that total, that total, that total, that total. All these totals, you guys are going to add them up. So you're going to have your take-home pay numbers from right here, and you're going to minus your category totals, and you want to spend everything on paper. So you want that last line to be a 0. You can kind of see our 0 there, because we have $720 left in our budget this month, $728.90 to be exact. And so we get to choose where we wanted that to go. And we chose that we wanted it to go to our emergency fund. So that brings it down to a 0-based budget. You'll hear Dave Ramsey talk about that. And that's exactly, our forms are different, but that's exactly what this is. And so it's nice to have us to reference throughout the month, but also to go back. We're going to reconcile the end of the month and see what we actually spent and if we were under budget or over budget. Okay, so expense tracker, I kind of told you we're going to gather your receipts, start collecting your receipts, write them down, and that will help us reconcile at the end of the month. And then paycheck to paycheck tracker. This is what I love, because kind of that month in review or month overview you have to have that I just showed you guys, but it can get kind of confusing. This breaks it down to each paycheck. So this is for the December 28th, one of our paychecks we get paid. Josh gets paid every 2 weeks. And so we sat down, did our budget for January. And then this is the next paycheck on January 11th. Okay, this is what I really love about this budget form, these budget forms, because it's kind of a snapshot of what we're working with. So we've got our income. We wrapped my income in with his income for this 2-week period. And then these are all of our bills that are due for this 2-week period and their due dates off to the side. And then amount budgeted. And then we'll come back through, because sometimes you're guessing on bills just off of, because you don't necessarily have it yet for the month. And so you just put an amount figure high and then come back and you can put the actual in. Okay, and then off of this paycheck, we're also funding our cash envelopes. So food, it's $1,200, but we've already spent $660 from the other budget form. So we have $540 left that'll go in a cash envelope. Gas for our cars is $360. Eating out is $100. Fun money for me is $80. Christmas is $40. Birthday is $20, and kids' commission money that they earn is $40. So that totals $21,1239. Now, we took our total income for this pay period minus the total, and we had $572.61 to roll over to this paycheck, okay? And so we start there, and then these are our bills and their dates that they come out for this paycheck. And it shows that how much we've budgeted. Some are zeros because, like I said, we already paid him for the month. And then we have our total down here. So then you take your total from the beginning up here minus your total bills, and that's how we got our $728.90 left for the month that we chose to spend on our emergency fund to stuff that into our ER, baby step 1. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, you guys. Any questions, please leave them down below. We're happy to help out as much as we possibly can. And so that is for first paycheck, second paycheck. If you guys are irregular income, you can do that for your third paycheck, fourth paycheck. I do want to say, for Josh and I to get on the same page, guys, this took a couple hours to figure this out. We had to take a breather, step out of the room, and then come back because it's so much to plan and absorb. But once you get this set up the first month, you're just going over the next consecutive months and making sure that it lines up. Now the fun part. So cash envelopes. This is amazing, and this gets me all giddy because I love stuffing cash envelopes. And there will be a video coming up about that. And I'll show you guys how I do it. So we're taking these amounts and they will go into cash envelopes. So food is $5.40, gas is $3.60, eating out is $100, all those totals I told you about. So we come up with our total, we add them all together, come up with a total, then we tally them. So you can write tally marks, or you can write just like the number 20. But down here, from up here, you just decide how you want your increments of cash. And then you tally them down here, you total it, how much money that is. So we want 21s, which equals 20 bucks. We want 6 10s, which equals $60. And then you're gonna come down here and this is what you're gonna give to your bank teller. And we did this morning, you guys, and it was fun. But Josh took a picture and took it into the bank because we didn't want to mess up the sheet. So we needed 20 $1 bills, we needed 4 $5 bills, 6 $10 bills, 29 $20 bills, 0 $50 bills, 5 $100 bills, and that totaled $1,380. So that way you always want to make sure your numbers match what's on your other forms as well. So debt snowball, I'm hoping in February we get to just pound like crazy people money at our debt snowball. So right now we're working on getting our savings up, and then next month. Okay, so this form is also in here if you're feeling overwhelmed, like you've got too much to do and you don't know where to start. I designed this so that you can see what your priorities are. Mine is to make cash envelopes for our shop, separate the forms on Etsy. I want to rest. I'm kind of tired. It's the after Christmas. We've been really busy organizing and purging this week in the house. Rest is important to do. I want to organize the kitchen and purge after I rest. And then don't forget, so date night Wednesdays, dream sessions, we call them Wednesdays, and then cash envelope dates on Fridays, meetings with my husband. And then we talk about our budget, you guys, probably more than we need to, but it's important for us and for our marriage to do that. And then faith. So just a verse I loved is Psalm 5:11, but let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for your joy and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exult in you. So just a great reminder. And then I'm grateful for a business that I'm proud of, the love of my girls, and a brand new year. And then just brain dump, things that are just taking up space in my brain and I need to just throw down on paper before I go to sleep. So I want to write down, define my personal goals, and I want to find my word. If you guys have a word for 2019, leave it down below in the comments. I love to see what words you pick. Okay. And then notes, so these are, it's been a goal for us. We hit a big goal. We haven't funded extra cash envelopes outside of our gas and our food for a long time. And so this was just us sitting down and writing out kind of our dream session of what we want, what cash envelopes we want to fund. We want to fund a lot more, but for right now, these are our gotchas that we really need to take care of, like Christmas. We want to have $480 next year for Christmas. So that's it, you guys. You can look forward to that cash stuffing envelope video coming very soon, because after I end this one, I'm gonna go stuff those envelopes. And give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. We post lots of budgeting videos if you liked this. If this is your jam, if this is just an area that you wanna be better at, and we need you here if you have aced this, because you can pass on wisdom to the rest of us. So I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.